Something that truly freaking pisses me off about the fitness industry on the internet is this conclusion that we've somehow collectively come to as a culture that setting non-negotiable discipline goals for yourself is a negative. As a girly who tried to lose weight so many times over and over and over again and never stayed consistent enough, and it was my own fault that I wasn't losing weight or seeing any progress, and the lack of progress was coming from my overall own lack of consistency on following through for myself, which I never did. The most efficient progress I ever made, where I started dropping on the scale and losing fat and wondering how I was missing it my entire life with all the effort I was putting in and getting no payoff, and then finally seeing that I was capable of making whatever fat loss results I wanted happen to actually happen, came from identifying the exact habits that I was perpetuating in a constant cycle that were completely stopping my results from happening, and then cutting those freaking out and making it a non-negotiable that I was not going to do that crap any freaking more. And I was talking to one of my clients about this the other day, because for real, for me, the thing that held me back for so long was lying to myself, tracking my calories, because I created such a negative relationship with calorie tracking in my head that I was like, okay, this day is only perfectly successful if I hit these calories perfectly. And then when I wasn't staying consistent, I never wanted to see that number go over that log, which is so stupid because I was lying to myself, of course. But what it was doing was seriously causing me to ingest like 500 extra calories or more, keeping me stuck in a maintenance because I was refusing to be honest with myself because I attached some stupid moral worth to being at a certain calorie number. But regardless of that, the moral of the story is, to be successful for me, I had to look at, this is the single habit that is holding me back, and I had to cut it out, no questions asked. And this might have seemed stupid to somebody else. For somebody else, was logging a 5-calorie piece of gum something that they absolutely had to do to be successful? No. But for me, it was, because whenever I would let myself have the freedom to not log that 5-calorie piece of gum, that turned into a spiral of me not logging 300, 400, 500 plus calories across that day, because I would take bites of everything and be like, well, I already didn't log this, so what's it matter? I might as well have this little thing that I'm not going to log either. So what did that mean for me? It meant that I set strict goals for myself, that I wasn't skipping logging out on a piece of gum. And for some people, that might have seemed crazy. But for me, what it meant is that I broke that habit of letting that mindset pattern keep occurring. And then eventually, when I set that non-negotiable and followed through for myself and started actually executing in a calorie deficit, then I showed myself, oh, the results and the payoff of fat loss that I've been wanting comes from this healthy habit of me logging everything non-negotiably. And then once I started continuing that, it was easy for my habits to be built up over time, and for me to get out of the negative habits that I had with lying to myself calorie tracking wise. Which then meant that I completely reshaped how that habit looked for me in my life and my attitude towards calorie tracking, which now means that I'm at the point where, yeah, if I skip out on logging a piece of gum, it's not going to spiral into an endless, crazy, dishonest logging fiasco like it used to for me.